I'm actually melting in Barbados, but I'm just thinking about the US election, which I thought was absolutely epic. What I found fascinating was the looks on some faces when Trump ultimately triumphed. It was like watching a slow motion car crash. Despair, joy, pain, shock, horror, happiness, excitement, human nature in all of its glory on display for all the world to see. And out of that wreckage came excuses, recrimination, gnashing of teeth and denial, not able to face the truth, blaming everything and everyone for what became a devastating loss for some and a truly incredible victory for others. The aftermath was painful to watch as the losers searching for a scapegoat turned inwards, screaming and crying in disbelief, unable to process what had just happened. If we can believe the media hyperbole, this was simply a fight between good and evil. Orange man, bad, black or Asian woman leading us all to the promised land. The only thorn in the ointment was despite huge endorsements from entertainers, she lost. I watched celebrities and influencers telling people who they should vote for, shedding crocodile tears and telling everyone who would listen how much they really cared about us. We saw humanity in all of its guises, the love, the hatred, the lies, the complexity and emotional turmoil that got churned out. Woe betide you if it was known you had voted the wrong way. Men were told they were misogynistic, or it was simply the fault of uneducated women and Latino men who cannot stomach a woman in a leadership role. Or if you watch the news, women with toxic views expressing their views, while a woman with no joy warned us relentlessly that a mad cow had now been released. Some of you will get this. This whole debacle for some and God-given victory for others has helped me to realise that we need to stop listening to the media. If we don't listen to the news, you're not informed. And if you do, you're misinformed. It's time we take a long, hard look at ourselves and face the fact that we need to focus on our goals, our needs, and what it is we ultimately want to do with our lives. We need to stop pinning our hopes and dreams on politicians and the famous, many of whom have already sold their souls and want us to follow their footsteps. We all watched fixated as a man was vilified, called a Nazi, an insurrectionist, blamed for everything. Attempts were made to assassinate him, imprison him, bankrupt him. He won against all the odds, despite all the name calling. He looked disaster in its face and said, "Bring it on." Whether you love Trump or hate him, everything that was said or done to him created a hero or anti-hero. And that moment when he was shot, where he stood up and shouted, "Fight," at the age of 78, will go down in history. His journey reminded me of Rudyard Kipling's famous poem called If, which beautifully articulates his journey. The poem begins with the line, "If you can keep your head when all about you are losing theirs and blaming it on you," it emphasizes the importance of maintaining composure and level-headedness during really challenging times. Here's a short snippet. If you can think and not make thoughts your aim, if you can meet with triumph and disaster and treat those two imposters just the same, if you can bear to hear the truth you've spoken twisted by knaves to make a trap for fools, or watch the things you gave your life to broken and stoop and build them up with worn out tools. If you haven't heard all of this, do yourself a favour and read or listen to it. It is a truly wonderful, inspiring piece of poetry. And this leads me back to today. This life will throw everything at us, and we will win many battles, but none of us, not one of us, can escape death. We will get to a time in our lives when we will see the people we worship or so-called heroes become villains. We will see the people we exalt and love do heinous things. The trick is to never place all of your faith in human beings, because ultimately many of our heroes and friends will let us down. We are here to be and do the very best that we can. We are here to help each other, to lift each other up and celebrate our lives. Let the warmongers and things hell-bent on evil continue on their journey to destruction, while you focus on being the very best that you can be. So today, make that your mission in this life. Be the best that you can be. Don't forget to subscribe. I'm changing the narrative a little bit to include social commentary. Haven't heard from me for a little while. I'm trying to figure out the direction of my channel. Really happy with what I've done so far, but yeah, I'm gonna change things a little bit. So look out for more pieces like this.